Om Namah Shivaya children. Today we read the second part of the chapter Trade to Territory. In the previous chapter we read that how the European traders came to India for trading and how Vasco da Gama discovered the sea route to India. To see the flourish of Portugal, the other European countries came to India and established their tradings. In 1600, British East India Company take the permission from Queen Elizabeth and came to India and reached at 1608 at Surat. First start his trading center. Then it was flourished slowly control over the coastal areas. Then in 1651 he built the factory at Hooghly river without the permission of the Bengal Nawab. That time Bengal Nawab was Sirajuddaulah. He was very angry because they are not paying the tax and without the permission built the forts and the factory. So he was marched with 30,000 of soldier and seized the Kasim Bazaar factory and locked the warehouses. So to see that Robert Clive at that time sent a naval fleet and in 1757 the Plassey War was fought. At that time Sirajuddaulah was defeated and it was a great victory for the British East India Company. And after that the Boxer War was fought and in 1764 and after the Battle of Boxer, the Mir Jafar was again the Nawab and paying 5 lakhs of rupees per month. And it was the Britishers thought that it was a good technique to change the Nawabs. But Mughal emperor appoints the company as Diwan of the province. So this was a major breakthrough for the company because the Diwan has both the right, that means they have to collect the taxes and the look after the administrative matter. Now the company used the vast resources of the Bengal and this created a huge loss of resources for India. Then company used different techniques for the expansion. First he appointed by political way, economically and diplomatic method he used. It was not directly confrontation with any military confrontation. So he had fought, but first he used the policies like appointed the residential officers in Indian states, used the doctrine of lapse policy, then subsidiary alliance policy and claim to paramountcy policy. In the subsidiary alliance policy, it was introduced by Richard Wellesley and 1798 to 1805. According to this policy, Indian rulers were not allowed to have their independent armed forces and the company army was to protect the Indian state, but the ruler had to pay for that. If an Indian ruler failed to make the payment, then the part of the territory was taken as a penalty. That means it was also a technique to acquire the area. So in this way he acquired the Awadh and expand his territory other than Hyderabad. Then doctrine of lapse. Doctrine of lapse was introduced by Lord Dalhousie. He was the Governor General from 1848 to 1858. If an Indian ruler died without a male heir or a son, then his kingdom would lapse and that is became the part of the company territory. By this policy, they annexed Satara, Sambalpur, Udaipur, Nagpur and Jhansi. Then claim to paramountcy. Claim to paramountcy was introduced by Lord Warren Hastings 1813 to 1823 was the Governor General and initiated a new policy of paramountcy. According to this policy, the company claimed that its authority was paramount or supreme. That means it could annex or threaten to the any Indian kingdom to protect its interest. Then we read about the wars, like war with Tipu Sultan and the war with Mysore. War with Maratha. War with Tipu Sultan. Tipu Sultan was the son of he was called the Tiger of Mysore. He was the son of Hyder Ali, and direct military confrontation occurred in Mysore. Mysore controlling the profitable trade of Malabar coast, and the company purchased pepper, cardamom, but Tipu Sultan stopped to export the sandalwood, pepper and cardamom through the part of his kingdom, and he also disallowed the local merchants to trade with the company means the British East India Company. So then the Tipu Sultan had a good relation or established the relation with French, so his army was modernized. He had fought 4 wars, that was in first Anglo-Maratha war. It was in Anglo-Maratha war means the British East India Company and Mysore. So that was in 1767 to 69. Second was in 1780 to 84. Third was 1790 to 92. Fourth was 1799, and it was also called the Srirangapatnam war. At that time Tipu Sultan was killed. Then the war with Maratha. The Marathas were divided into 3 parts. They were called as Holkar, then Sindhia, Gaikwad, and Sindhia, Holkar, Gaikwad, and Bonsar. And there were 3 wars with him. First Anglo-Maratha war, that was in 1775 to 1782. Treaty of Salavai was signed. Second Maratha war was in 1803 to 1805. So by this war, British gained control over Odisha, Agra and Delhi. And in the third Anglo-Maratha war was in 1817 to 19. Maratha powers were crossed, and Peshawar was removed and sent away with the Bittur in Kanpur with a pension. Then the company army, because to fight all these things they need the army. So the company army appointed the cavalry force and the infantry force or the Paidal force. Awadh and Banaras recruited the peasants in army. At that time the more people were appointed in the infantry force. So in army they were trained them as the professional soldiers, and East India Company adopted some methods, method of Sipahi army. And as warfare technology was changed from 1820 to 1820s, the infantry was also trained with gun. They were fighting with muskets and matchlocks. Uniform military culture. Soldiers were increasingly subjected to European style training. Drill and discipline is there. Often then created the problems because that matchlock and the rifle was wrapped with the cow fat and the pig fat, which was cow was suckered by the Hindus, and Muslims were not like the pig, so it was created a problem. Then also for the cloth also it also created a problem, that which sentiment to the key position to attack to the religious society. Then we read about the the army administration. So the administration, the Warren Hastings, the first Governor General in 1772 introduced the administrative policy, and he divided the British territories into 3 presidencies under one governor, that not Governor General, one governor. So they were one governor, that is Bengal Presidency, Madras Presidency and Bombay Presidency, and each district was divided into two codes, criminal code and the civil code. The major problem was that the Hindus or the Brahmin Pandits have a different interpretation, and the local laws based on different schools of Dharma Shastra. Then to bring the uniformity, then in 1775 11 Pandits make a were asked to compile and digest the Hindu laws. Like that, in by 1778 a code of law of Muslim laws was also compiled for the benefit of the European judges. In 1773 a new Supreme Court was also established. So in the district they appoint a district collector, and his duty was to collect the taxes, maintain law and order. For his duty the judges and police officers and darogas were held. So by 1800 more and more persons came to India because of the invention of the steam engine. Then we read about the they see the timeline here. I show you from 1400, and the each one was 10 years, that is 1400, 1410, 1420. Likewise here it is 1500, 1600, 1700 up to 1800 made it. Why 1400? Because we start the journey from Vasco da Gama's discovery the sea routes. That's why 1498 Vasco da Gama discovered India. He was a Portugal and reached at Calicut. Then in 1507 Nagapattam, same Portugal and the Dutch established the trade center. Then 1510 Goa, same Portugal. 1533 by Portugal. In 1600 Pulicat by Dutch. 1608 Surat, first reached British East India Company reached, and it is the East India Company, and in short form was EIC. Then 1616 by Masulipatam and Dutch by Dutch. So here I will show you the Portugals, here by Dutch, and that means, and here by in 1674 by French. So all these were the European countries, how they came, they established their trading. And in 1651 EIC means the East India Company built his factory at Bengal near Hooghly River. In 1696 Kolkata built the William Fort in Kolkata. Then here in 1700 the most famous war, that was 1757 the here this side Policy War. 1764 the Boxer War, and the 4 wars with Mysore, that was the Tipu Sultan from 1767 to 1799. And in 1756 Sirajuddaula attacked the Kasim Bazar factory, EIC. 1765 Mughal emperor employed as Diwan. 1798 to 1805 Richard Wellesley, the Governor General, adopted the subsidiary alliance policy. 1813 to 1823 Lord Hastings, the Governor General, adopted the paramountcy policy. And in 1848 to 1856 so Lord Dalhousie, the Governor General, put the doctrine of lapse policy. And 1857 because we read that that up to 1757 to 1857 so Sipai Mutiny was fought, that was called the first war of independence. Thank you.